All right. Good morning, trade pros. Hope you are having a great day. Um, I sure am. Running on a little bit of low sleep tonight, but that's okay. Sleep is for the weak. All right. Um, let's get started with today's morning market update. Hope you guys are doing great. I'm just reading through some of the comments here on YouTube. All right, let's do this. First of all, this is a pretty odd thing that happened from Credit Suisse. This is not very really market related. I guess it is if you have stock in Credit Suisse. So that's my excuse for covering it this morning. A managing director in Credit Suisse dies after slipping through a chairlift and suffocating by his own jacket. That's so odd. What are the chances of that happening ever? All right, because I go snowboarding once in a while, and you don't really think of that. That's pretty odd. Anywho, that's your odd fact of the day. Let's talk about the coronavirus. On to another less than stellar topic. The coronavirus is heating up, and in a sense that there's a lot of concern from investors abroad about the spread of the coronavirus in countries outside of China. We have long said that, as long as it stays contained within China, it's not a terrible thing. It is bad. The virus is bad. It's causing a lot of damage. A lot of people are passing away. All right. And we can't shrug that off. That's a very negative, sad thing. All right. And all we can do is send them positive vibes. But once it starts spreading outside of China, it becomes more dangerous as well. And so that's happened. And this is what the market reacted to overnight after selling off quite a bit. Plus, we need a little bit of a pullback. We hit a new all-time high yesterday at 33.97.5 on the S&P 500 futures. And oddly enough, it's 2.5 points below a nice even round number of 3,400. A lot of the times, traders will say, "Oh, I'm going to take my profit at 3,400," but we never quite get there. So at TRADEPRO Academy, we always advise people to take profit below key juicy levels like that. Right? They satisfy the ego. If you're going to get 3,400, why not get 33.96 if you've been long from below? All right. So the news now is there's a spike in infections in South Korea, and there are now 104 new cases reported overnight, which rose by almost 2/3, which is a whopping increase outside of China. And deaths now in Japan and Iran because of the coronavirus. So this is what spooked out the markets, is the fact that this thing's spreading outside the borders of where we thought it was contained. China, Chinese province Hubei reports an outbreak, a new number that's a sharp drop from the one before it. And you start to think, well, look, China's got it contained. But then you read the details, and they again change the way that it confirms diagnosed infections. All right, so we all know that anything that comes out of China is state-run, and it's what the government wants the number to be. There isn't as much integrity in economic reports and news, fortunately, because everything is adjusted, twisted, and the narrative is run officially through the state media. And so we don't really know. All right, we're not going to know. And I think that the important part is we're looking to track this spread outside of the borders where there's a little bit more free-flowing information. Right now, it's not good, and the market's reacting a little bit. All right, and we haven't even seen the economic impact yet, because that's going to take a couple of months to trickle down in the GDP figures that are coming out the first quarter of 2020, all right, and the March. So another thing we saw yesterday is the Fed minutes. It was pretty boring and uneventful. There was only one really interesting statement in all those minutes. They said that the current state of monetary policy is appropriate to support sustained expansion of economic activity, blah, blah, blah. They're close to their 2% inflation objective. These are minutes from the January 28 to 29 meeting, by the way, the Federal Reserve had. They said that there are still uncertainties that remain, including those posed by the outbreak of the coronavirus, which warrants close watching. So the Fed has admitted they are watching the situation, and I guess the market's wondering, at what point will the Fed step in to help? Where is the Fed put? Where is the support in this market where the Federal Reserve is going to jump in and start to ease policy more, not because of inflation, not because of economic activity, but because of the coronavirus? All right, and I think that's going to need to show some economic impact and a pretty big slide in stocks before the Fed steps in. The most important thing, though, that they said yesterday, that wasn't even it, is that they're considering the bank could slow its $60 billion per month pace of buying treasury purchases in the second quarter. If you guys don't know, Federal Reserve is running a quantitative easing-like program. And look no further for confirmation than the name. It is not QE, they said. All right, but they're looking to slow their $60 billion per month purchase of treasury bills and also ease on the repo overnight lending. All right, and most Fed officials were comfortable with that proposal. So what that tells you is that the Fed is looking to pull back some of that free-flowing stimulus. They're looking to take some rum out of the punch bowl. All right, markets are not going to like this. And I think that with the coronavirus factors in a 20-point drop in the S&P 500 futures overnight. Can we go back to all-time highs today? We sure can. It's a bull market, but there is a little bit more selling pressure, I think, this morning than the same time 24 hours ago. All right. Big earnings overnight was Zillow. They came up 16.6% higher. All right, based on its home segment. The only reason I cover this is because good friend in Atlanta is really tied to that and benefits from it a lot. So I'm super happy for him. You know who you are. That's awesome. I hope that translates to higher business for you as well. In today's markets, in Asia, Japan's up 0.3%. Hong Kong's down 0.2%. China's up 1.8. India's down 0.4. In Europe at midday, London's flat. Paris is down 0.2%. Frankfurt's down 0.1%. And futures in the United States all down 0.1%. All right, so it's not like it's massive carnage. It's just a little bit of a markdown in the prices of equities globally. And I think it's a small thing at the moment, but can it get a little bit more interesting? Yes, it can. If we get below 70 on the S&P 500 futures, right, that's the value area low for the last 5 days. We can really open up this downside in today's session. Crude oil is up 0.4%. Gold is up 0.1%, and Bitcoin's down almost 6%, back below 10,000. Once again, it's a good thing for it to simmer down and consolidate a little bit once in a while. Two big reports this morning. Initial jobless claims came out at 210,000, right in line with expectation, a little bit higher than the 205 prior number. Okay, but it's not a big deal. It's pretty much in line with what was expected. So that's not a big mover. But the Philly Fed business outlook this morning really rocked. It came out at 36.7 versus an expectation of 12. All right, that's a 300% jump, way above the 17 that was released previously. That's a strong number. All right, that's the second highest number since the financial crisis. So that is giving a little bit of life in the markets this morning. We do have some big reports today. 10 a.m. we have leading indicators at equities. 10:30 we have natural gas inventory, and today we are going to be running our trading room a little bit longer because the oil inventory number is getting released at 11 a.m. It usually goes 10:30 on Wednesdays, but it's pushed forward one day and up 30 minutes because of President's Day holiday. Whenever Monday's off, it shifts forward a day. All right. So great opportunity with oil inventory. If you've never traded oil inventory, it's one report that you literally have every single week of predictable, high probability trades and really good volatility pop. All right. In oil, you can make your entire weekly income in 1 hour of one day. I'm not even kidding you. It's that great most of the time. Sometimes it could be a dud. All right. Nothing's guaranteed. Neither is the air you're breathing or the life you have. So crude oil, though, it is guaranteed every week. But we don't know if it's always going to be opportunistic. But I'd say the majority of times it is, and it's a report you should definitely be trading, and it's one you should definitely not be trading alone. Join our trading room. Check it out. Today's a great day. All right. If you sign up today, you have two of them to get a hold of what we do within our 14-day money-back guarantee. All right. What else? Fed's barking speaking at 120. I don't think that's going to be relevant or important. 430 money supply in the Fed's balance sheet. That's going to be interesting. Well, that's after the closing bell in stock trading. All right, that's what we got. I'm going to check out some of these comments real quick. Lee, you're most welcome, brother. I really appreciate that. And yeah, you're most welcome. That's awesome, man. Great comments. Thank you, Lee. You're always engaging. Love it. Reza did. And reading up some of these comments real quick. All right, YouTube. I love you guys. You have a great session. And manage your risk, trade pros. We'll see you in tomorrow's morning market update. Okay, we appreciate you. And be careful out there. I think this morning we'll see a little bit of downside. Early morning, could get a little rally up into resistance levels, and then we'll see if the bears come out. If not, above those 90s, you got to start looking to be on the long side. Below, you have an opportunity for the sell side. All right, that's enough info. Plan the trade the plan, and we will see you tomorrow for another morning market update and the last one of the week. Take care. All the best. We'll see you in our trading room for the oil trading report. And goodbye, guys. Peace out. Love, joy, and happiness to you and your beautiful families. Ciao. Boxy, I'm going to set you up for the oil in just 1 minute.